Hey guys, as you know, we are in a global pandemic and I'm finding myself with lots of extra time. Not so much extra time, but I figure this is a good opportunity for me to kind of just let my creative juices flow, as you all should. And by the way, let me please be the 1000th person to say this to you, but please, please, please practice social distancing during this time. We need to flatten the curve, and this is how we can, save other people's lives. People are depending on everyone. Everyone is depending on everyone to prevent this disease from getting to those people who are most vulnerable to it. I've heard so many stories of people close to me, their loved ones, their friends with medical conditions. It's becoming a horrible, horrible, horrible problem that our world and our country is going through. And I really hope that you guys are with me in trying to prevent that. That being said, I'm here. It's quarantine time, and I thought let's just get some little projects out of the way. So I had this little idea of kind of Human Spider's going to kill me for this because he thought of this, but this is kind of a project that I've wanted to do for a while, and the Human Spider just thought of it on his own, like he didn't steal it from me or anything like that. And it's something that I've actually worked on a little bit, but never actually finished. So I'm gonna just start it off by doing it kind of small, just kind of a small thing. So let's get started. Maybe you guys can figure out what I'm doing to start. Alright, I'd say that's looking pretty good. I'm gonna go to sleep because I'm really tired. I'll catch you guys in the morning.
Hey guys, it is 10:58. Just woke up. I went to bed at like 3 a.m. That's what you guys heard, and I am going to keep working today. But first, I gotta do breakfast and then take care of some online class. So I will get back to you guys when that gets started. So the first thing I have to do is just print the couple and just test if my squishy joint idea works. So I'm going to do these in PLA. That should do it. Ah, shit. Alright, well, just enough time for me to go to class. Okay. This is just a test that I'm doing. So I printed these bone pieces, and yeah, they look pretty good. Got a little bit of warping there, but shouldn't be a problem. This is a quick build. Not super quick, but
I'm not spending any time fixing mistakes. So next thing we got to do is figure out these kind of fleshy pieces in between. I like to call that the cartilage. And we have a special filament for this piece, special material, and yeah, it's gonna be a good, oh my goodness. Got a special material for this piece, and yeah, it's looking pretty promising. So let's see. So here's our special material. It's called Cheetah, and it's polyurethane, and it is, as you can see, very, very flexible. So we're hoping that this is something that we can use for those bone pieces, but we got to try it first. So we are running out of natural light, but this is the part, and as you can see, it's very, very, very flexible. Even though it's flexible, the layers are not going to split apart. It's very good cohesion. So you can even have polyurethane that's not squishy that won't split apart. Like PLA, this is PLA. The layers would split apart really easily if I, give it a solid shot. But that doesn't happen with polyurethane, which is a plus. Minus side of that is it makes it hard to remove support material, but it's not too bad, as you can see. Aha, look at that beautiful shape. Oh, love it. Check that out. Okay. There's kind of a problem with the this top surface layer not adhering super well to the outside line, but as you can see there, they split apart. But let's just put it in and see. I think I'm gonna need 2 of them to know for sure. Excuse the noise, my 3D printer is in the background printing another one of those squishy pieces, but I have to figure out the base and mechanical controls. So what I'm trying to do with this is I'm trying to have no electronics, at least to start this project. It's just going to be all the mechanical system. So we're going to have gears, we're going to have pulleys, and that type of thing. A couple of things that I'm noticing. I've printed 2, so now I have this really nice joint. These are actually 2 orange pieces connected together through this thing. You can see the way that they fit together is kind of, this one comes in and then these 2 come around it like that, and there's 3 of those. And so I have this really nice joint, and it's looking good if I fit the top part around. It's really snug, and you can see that it can bend, which is exactly what I want, and there's not a lot of compressive force, so it's a lot more bendy, but I have to make sure that it's doing that. But a couple other things that I want to maybe take a look at before I figure out more is you can kind of see when I bend it, you can see there's some points at which it seems like stress is concentrated, and I'm not sure, that might become a problem. The polyurethane might be able to withstand that, but I just don't know. So I have a feeling that I'll have to fix that. And another thing is that I want to avoid this motion. I want to restrict twisting motion, because the cable can also get shorter by twisting, and so I want to get rid of this motion, so I want to constrain them in that direction. So I have to do a little bit of a redesign, but then I will keep making these parts and hopefully make enough to have an arm or something like it. So here is the new version of the joint. As you can see, I've added some fillets to reduce the stress concentration, and I have these little wedge cutouts that are matched by protruding components from on the bony pieces. Call them the bony pieces. It's like bone and cartilage. I like talking about it like it's biological. But yeah, so I've added some fillets to reduce stress concentration. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. Alright, excuse the noise. The 3D printer is running in the background. So I just finished the Gearbox. And yeah, as you can see, there's 3 stages. 3 to 1, 3 to 1, and 3 to 1. Although we are actually running this backwards, so it's like 1 to 3, 1 to 3, 1 to 3. So we're ending up with a 1 to 27 ratio, and the reason why is we want to be able to shoot, I didn't think about this. Okay, so basically the idea is we want to be able to take this lever and pull it 180 degrees, and that will pull the muscle of the arm in its entirety. The downside to this is that the lever will be very hard to pull because we're essentially sacrificing how much we have to pull for a lot more force. So we're going to have to, however much force it takes to pull that muscle manually from the arm, we're going to need to exert 27 times that. So I think I'll be able to manually do it. The question is, will the plastic be able to hold up? I don't know. So we're going to have to find out. Again, excuse the 3D printer sound. I've been going absolutely nuts trying to figure this out. And these like Gearbox lever things are just giant, which doesn't make it any easier. But I think I figured out the final design. The platform is pretty big, and keep in mind I'm doing this all 3D printed, so I even have things like threads that I'm going to be 3D printing, so that's going to be crazy. It'll be interesting to see how that turns out. I've done that before, but not really in this capacity, so this is just a really huge experiment in terms of what is possible with just 3D printing. I think everything in this design is 3D printed, except for the string muscles which will be running through. Although I could use 3D printing filament for that, that would be pretty funny. But no, we're not going to do that. So yeah, because they have to withstand a lot of weight. So I've taken some really nasty shortcuts, but I really think that why did I put that there? I don't need that there. That was silly of me. I really think that this design is going to be, well, all I know is that it's going to take a shit ton of time to get working. Alright guys, we are reaching the end of the first day. Very, very exciting. And not a lot of physical things are done, but it does look like this this joint is a lot better than it was before. So, I mean, it's a little bit stiff, but I think it'll be fine. I mean, at least it'll be able to stand up straight, which is something that I want it to do, because I want it to only bend under forces. I don't want it to bend just under its own weight, which is a good thing. So the fact that it can stand is really good. Another thing is now the joints can't twist with respect to the bones, so we're going to have a lot more of a stable
mechanism. Of course, only time will tell how exactly I can uh, basically make this successful, because it's such a crazy thing. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I've also I'm gonna redo these bones. I've put some cutouts in their design so that they use less material and take less time. Also, I'm reducing the infill to 5% to an effect to make them even lighter. So this I'm basically giving it everything that it possibly can to work. So yeah, should be good. All right, so nearing the end of the second day here. Not as many updates today because I've just been printing all day. Nothing new in terms of design, and I am also just busy with other things. But I printed 6 bones for this. 4 already on, and I just printed the last joint piece. So I'll show you how this works. It's actually pretty cool. If you take this one will fit right in here, and then this one will go. Kind of squeezes in there. Pretty good. This is like soft robotics. This is crazy. Here's the last one. Jeez. You can see I'm just bringing this lip. Wow, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. So I've only printed 6 segments now. Clearly you can see there's a big size drop from these 3 and these 3. That's because these are designed to be the first 3 and last 3 of the 20 segments that I originally designed. So I'm just going to use these to figure out if my design works. And it looks like, you know, mechanically that this is kind of what we want. So the arm for now is done. It's just this short little thing, but I want to know about that gearbox mechanism that I designed. So that's what I'm going to be working on next. I will keep printing, and hopefully I'll be back with you guys tomorrow for an update on that. Alright, so one quick thing before I go on day 2 is I just did this just like 5 seconds after I finished the last video, and as you can see, this is kind of how the arm is going to work. So this is what I call the muscle. So we've got a lot of biological name components here. We've got bone, cartilage, and we've got muscle. So what the muscle does is it pulls on the bones to actuate. Check it out. Look at that. That's Doc Ock right there. Alright. Yeah, so the only concern that I have is it does take a lot of force to pull it, and I'm concerned that I'm going to be sacrificing, because what I'm doing with that gearbox is I'm sacrificing mechanical advantage so that I can so that I can pull just a little bit to actuate the whole arm, and that might become a problem, because if I have to pull 60 times harder than that, maybe I could do it, but then there's also the question is, will the material break? So we'll just have to wait and see. So I'm going to work on the gearbox now, and yeah, I'll get back to you guys when that's done. And wash your hands. Alright, let me close this out by talking over some ancient footage of myself. So, just to clarify, this project, the Tentacle, has already been completed at the time of editing. I am going to release 3 parts, I believe,
and each of them are going to be about 20 minutes long. So yeah, it's already done, and I just want you guys to kind of see the process as it happened. So tune in next week to find out if my Gearbox idea worked, and try to come up with a hypothesis maybe. Just remember that I'm trying to drive an immense amount of force with a gearbox that increases the amount of force I have to exert, so let that inform your hypothesis. And this project I finished within a week, so I'm super proud of it, so I'm excited for you guys to see how exactly I did that. Couple disclaimers, all of the kind of math that I did in my head in this video is probably not 100% accurate. They're just rough estimates. The 27 times amount of force isn't exactly correct because I'm actually exerting 27 times the amount of torque on the lever that the string muscle exerts on the pulley, but I was just spitballing. So stuff like that. I also said there were 20 joints at one point, but there are actually only 19. So stuff like that. Disclaimer. So don't call me out in the comments for being an idiot, because I'm an idiot. To close this out, I want to bring up a couple things. First of all, we all know what's going on in the world right now. Everything is really bad. Please stay inside. I know it sucks, but please stay inside. Minimize contact with anyone, especially older people. You don't know if you could pass something to them that could threaten their life. Stay 6 feet away from someone if you're going out to run or something like that. I encourage outdoor exercise. It's still important. But don't go outside unnecessarily. Just be smart about it. I'm trusting you guys. And so, wash your hands, don't touch your face, all those things, very important. Keep good hygiene. It's the first step to not getting sick. I want to make it clear that while I have some scientific training, I am by no means medically trained or I'm a doctor. I want to recommend a channel on YouTube, Dr. Mike. He is an actual doctor and has made tons of great informational videos about COVID-19, debunking politicians' crazy remarks, clarifying statements that might confuse people or lead to larger problems, such as use of drugs that have been suggested and treatments that won't work. So yeah, we thank Dr. Mike, we thank all doctors, we thank all nurses, we thank everyone working at the hospital, the administrators, even the secretaries. We thank everybody for doing what they can, because they really are living through hell right now. And the United States is now leading in the world by a lot for cases, by quite a bit, probably about 100,000 cases. So, and we're going to reach 1 million worldwide soon, so woohoo, I guess. I mean, it's a big problem. So please, I want to thank my patrons for this video. I want to say that first before I say this next thing. I want to thank my patrons for this video, because without them, the past 3 years could not have happened the way they did. Everything I've been trying to do has been because of them. So I want to thank Christopher Jordan, Green Ninja, Caleb Choice, Nicholas Sykes, Spider Kid, Symbiose Host, The Arachnids, The Blood Spider, and Vigilantix. A lot of them have been with me for a long time. A lot of them are new, but I appreciate every single one of them. They are the reason why you're watching this video right now, why I'm building the Tentacle, why I've done everything that I've done. Now, we all know we are all falling on some economic hard times right now. It's not the biggest problem in the world, arguably. It's not the biggest problem in the world. We have people dying from a disease that is pretty much uncontrollable, but a lot of people are out of work. I am finding less hours to work. I'm making less money. So if you want to support me, please by all means go to my Patreon. As little as $1 a month helps. However, the biggest cause right now in the world is COVID-19, and I have to stress that I would probably prefer you donate $1 a month there, or even something like $10 one time. Go to the World Health Organization. They have a COVID-19 fund. It's called the COVID-19 Solidarity Response Fund. Please give your support there. The World Health Organization is leading us in this charge. Help them, help the CDC. Thank medical doctors in your life. They are the true heroes. Now, sorry I didn't end with that. There are more problems in the world, and I wanted to bring to your attention something else that's going on. And it's not such a problem now. A lot of colleges are out of school. However, there is another public health epidemic going on about sexual assault in colleges and universities, and they're being underreported. And I feel like every month a new story pops up, but a lot of people seem to be unaware of it. So the Astrals, if you don't know who the Astrals are, you can watch some other videos on my channel, but they're an organization who do nonprofit work, and they are organizing an event. They were organizing a public event, however this coronavirus happened, so they are now organizing a petition in order to increase the knowledge of these cases. And I think that everyone in this channel should go sign it. It's on whitehouse.gov. Go to petitions.whitehouse.gov/petition/stand-speak-out and sign. They need 100,000 signatures by April 26th, so they need all the help they can get. The Astrals, they have a lot of influence with people in the entertainment business, so the idea is to get actors and actresses and other celebrities to become a voice for this, so people will listen, and hopefully colleges will have to do something about it. So with that, I want to end this video, and I hope to see you guys next time with more on the Tentacle.